Welcome to Anna-American Accent. This is a special series for pronunciation for medical professionals, which involves sound stress and intonation. And here we're talking about sounding finished, meaning that somebody else can cut in, and also sounding confident, which is so important. So falling intonation sounds finished. So at the end of a sentence or a thought group, if you really go down at the end, lower than the other unstressed words, then it sounds like you're finished and the other person can cut in. Let's give an example of this. We will have to redo the procedure. Oh, why? Maybe the patient says. If you don't fall at the end, it doesn't sound finished. And if the person is not finished, it's polite to wait until they sound finished, because Americans don't really like being interrupted. Unlike other cultures, they may not like being interrupted, but there's a difference in how you do it and how quickly you're allowed to speak, and if you're allowed to overlap your sentences with another speaker. So here is another example then of the same sentence. We will have to redo the procedure, because it didn't quite succeed. Now down. Oh, why didn't it succeed? The patient can ask. Also, by going down at the end, you sound confident. It doesn't sound like you're questioning. So, for example, your blood pressure is actually really high. You sound like you know what you're talking about. If you have more to say, you might say, your blood pressure is actually really high, so let's put you on some blood pressure medication. Now finished. Oh, which kind? Maybe the answer is from the patient. Also, if you say your blood pressure is really pretty high, or using the same words, your blood pressure is actually really high, you don't sound like you know what you're talking about. And the patient may not have confidence that she really, or he really needs blood pressure medication. So you want to use this coming down toward the end. There is a tendency in American English, especially on the West Coast, to do something called upspeak, where people sound like this and they go up at the end, and they do it for almost every sentence. It does not sound very professional. It doesn't sound very mature, and it's not something that you should copy as a professional. Here's another example. After surgery, you will need some substantial rehab. If you have more to say, you might say, after surgery, you will need some substantial rehab for several months. Now it's time to ask more about it as a patient. And if you're the health professional, you want to make sure that you sound like you're letting people speak. You also want to sound confident. Notice, after surgery, you will need some substantial rehab. I'm also not using my mouth very energetically. After surgery, you will need some substantial rehab. Now you sound like you know what you're talking about. And one more example. I need to update your list of medications. The patient might say, oh, yeah, I think I have one or two that I have added since last time, for example. But if you have more to say, I need to update your list of medication. Are you still on Synthroid? Yes. It's important to sound confident when you speak. So use this as an opportunity to create confidence in your voice, and you're going to become more confident as well. Make sure you're using your facial muscles. Smile when you speak, at least a little bit. That helps opening your mouth. Hope this is helpful. If you like it, please subscribe and share it with a friend perhaps. Thank you for watching. See you next time.